Hello, my name is Angelina Titovtsova, and I am a current student at Mercer University. Before I get started with my presentation, I just want to mention that I am an international student from Belarus, and some of the aspects of my presentation are going to be covering some important moments for my future, and I hope it will be helpful for some other people. So let's get started. My presentation is going to be over business immigration law and how it works and the history of it and my future expectations for it. And let's get started. So many people will mistake immigration business law with just immigration law, which are two different things. So let me explain to you what immigration law really is. Immigration law is basically when a Congress decides who to let in the country of the United States and who doesn't get to enter the country. That's immigration law, who gets to stay in the United States and who doesn't. And there are certain ways to get to the United States. For example, I am an international student and I've been here for 3 years right now, and I am on a student visa, which is F1. Before that, I spent my year as an exchange student in high school, and I was on J1 visa. I've been to the United States multiple times before, and that visa was more of a travel visa and stuff like that. So there are many different kinds of visas for people to come to the United States. The immigration business law is really talking about for those immigrants who did enter the United States to find a job. And it's not an easy process. So today I'm going to try to explain to you and talk to you about perspectives from the employer side and from actual immigrants who are trying to find a job. As I already mentioned before, I am an international student in the United States, so currently my job opportunities are very limited. Right now, I do have a job on campus working at the international office on our campus, and it's a wonderful job. But it's practically the only way I can work in the United States and be a student at the same time. There are certain laws that I cannot work outside campus while I'm a student, or I will get into a lot of trouble. So the best way for me to go about it is to find a job on campus, and I was fortunate enough to find not one but 2 jobs on campus. One of them is at the international office, and the other one is working for football and basketball event staff. So according to the U.S. Department of Labor, there are several government agencies involved in granting permission for foreign workers to work in the United States. First, and there is a couple of steps to that. First, employers must seek certification through the Department of Labor, and there is a link that you can go to and see all the possible documents and certifications that you will need to be employed. The second step will be, once the application is certified, approved, the employer must petition the U.S. Citizen and Immigration Services for a visa. That's the step where you get either work visa or like permanent work visa, and there are many types of work visas available depending on your qualifications and who are you looking for to work for. Also, it is mentioned that if the Department of Labor does approve your application, it is not 100% sure that you will get a visa to work and come to the United States. Applicants must also establish that they are admissible to the U.S. under the provisions of the Immigration and Nationality Act, which is INA. From the employer side, when you are trying to find a potential new employee and looking through all the applications, and you stumble across a perfect potential employee for your company, and then you go through all the paperwork and you find that the particular person is not authorized to work in the United States. So what can you as an employer do about that? There are two variations of what you can do about that. The first one, you can try to help the potential employee to get all the right paperwork, and depending on your budget and how much money you have in your company, you can sponsor that person. But you can also choose not to go that route and choose someone who is already a citizen and already permitted to work in the United States. So it's really up to the company and the person who wants to hire someone from another country. So I hope this explains an immigration business law, immigration, and kind of different types of strategies from the employer side and from people who are trying to find a job in the United States. In the United States, there are much more information about this law and topic overall, but this is a little overview and little details about the topic that I'm very passionate about, that I would have to deal in a couple of years, and I hope some things will change. For example, it wouldn't be as hard to find a sponsor for a student after graduation, because I know a lot of companies do not sponsor, and that's a shame, because I would love to find a job in the United States in a business sphere. I really enjoy human management and human resources, and I am an international business major, so I would love to work with a company that goes abroad, maybe connect with my own country, and to make sure that both countries benefit from what I'm doing in the future. Thank you.